Good morning. This is attempt number 2 at recording this. Something went wrong with the first one, so that's why you see answers in here already, but I'm going to go through them real quickly. So in chapter 4, part 4, what is Saul's job? Saul is sorting apples in the orchard, and again, he's doing that because the rest of the family has typhus, and so we see Saul kind of take on an increase in responsibility. And again, remember, Saul is 16, so that is a classic age where can act a lot like a little kid and be a jerk older brother, but when he needed to, could step up and be the adult. So Rivka's family, when they became ill with typhus, they went to the hospital in Motiv. Nathan, Mama, and Papa were in the hospital. And Rivka was sick, but not as sick, so she stayed home with Saul. Rivka's grandmother, Bubby Ruth, stays in Russia. One of the big things is, as an older person, not always, but often, a little more hesitant to take a big risk and make a big change. Also, not probably worth the risk when life is short for a grandmother. I mean, she's not going to live a tremendously long time, so to take the risks involved in immigrating is not as likely. You're going to see throughout our study of immigration, not that older people don't try to change, but by far most people who try to immigrate are younger. And what you will see over and over is the number one thing that drives people to immigrate is making life better for their children, not even for themselves. We're going to see that likely for Rivka's parents, life in the United States will never be easy. But the goal is that their children will have a better life, and that's why they take the chance. Question 4 was on your own, so we skipped that one. Part 5, question 1. This is one a lot of people had wrong, because I think they jumped ahead a little bit. In part 5, when Rivka's family was well, where do they travel? A lot of people had the United States, and that is not true yet. It's not for a while yet. We see that there's many steps along this journey. In this particular chapter, they're heading on a train to Warsaw, Poland. Question 2, in Warsaw, they're going to pick up money to ride on a steamship to America. This is where we find out that the money has arrived from the American brothers, Rivka's 3 older brothers who are already in the United States, Asher, Isaac, and Reuben. They had sent money to the family to help them travel. And that is also a very common pattern in immigration, that you will see people, some will go ahead, try to put down some roots, try to make some money, and then send for the rest of the family. Number 3, where in Russia is Rivka from? She's from the city of Berdichev, and that's located in the Ukraine. Now, for those of you familiar with geography, know that Ukraine is not part of Russia anymore. Ukraine is its own country. It's actually quite large. But back then, the Ukraine was part of the Russian Empire, which then became the Soviet Union. And the last question, one of those more complicated ones. Rivka's mother does not like her learning Pushkin. Why? What does mother want Rivka to learn? Rivka's mom had old-fashioned or traditional views of what women should and should not do. The mother in this family was very traditional, and she felt like the woman did not need to be educated, that she needed to cook, clean, raise children, and I believe they said, and keep the Sabbath, which was to follow their religion commandments. Oops. I don't know how to spell that. I'm obviously not doing it right. I don't think that's how they spelled it in the book, but okay. She worries that Rivka seeking an education is not what a young girl should do. And that, again, goes back to a very old-fashioned or backward or traditional, whatever word you want to use, view of what a woman's job was within the family. As you've seen already, Rifka talks about the fact that she tends to speak too much, and sometimes is a little too outspoken, meaning she says what's on her mind. So we're going to find out if that's something that Rifka gets better at, or again, we all know that speaking your mind can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. So, all right, that's it for today. Let's hope this one uploads for us.